Good evening, masculine enjoyers. I hope you're doing right, because it's time for the abnormal video. Yes, so basically, we have the likes of 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 abnormal skins to chase after, but you're probably sitting there wondering, Hedge, I have no idea what you're on about. What is an abnormal rust skin? Well, if you were to look in the description of this video right now, you'll see I've provided a link to 2 videos. The first video is a 60-second short video which will help you understand all the basics in regards to the abnormal skins, how they work and when they appear. But if you want to understand things a little bit further, please consider watching the second video. It's about 20 minutes long, but it'll go a whole lot more in depth, help you properly understand how it all works and when these skins appear. You get the idea. But to be brief, this is all in an effort to make some sweet, delicious profit. Basically, we know these skins are going to become marketable at a set time, so we're going to be ready for them to appear and try and do a build as fast as we possibly can. That's the intention, all right? So, shall we jump in? Shall we start discussing the abnormal skins, and then afterwards we'll talk about the likes of the regular skins, and we'll discuss will we want to potentially buy these? Oh, so sit back and relax. Let's jump in. So, Blocky rig garage door. I was expecting this was going to do over 30,000 sales. It was doing very, very good sales initially, but then it slowed down. Now it looks like it might only just about do 30,000 sales. Still very good. I mean, it sold very nicely. For $2.49, that's a lot of good profit. But looking at the likes of this garage door, I can see people really do appreciate the idea of Legos. Chat. YouTube, do you love Legos? Right. So, having spoken to Kekka, and if you actually look at the comments yourself, you can see that he's actually intending to turn this into a deplorable collection now. But just be aware, we are not going to see anything like that for a while, because if you haven't noticed, over the past weekend, and as of Monday, we had Easter skin submissions. I'm not sure if next week is also going to be a second week for Easter skin submissions. We don't know all the details yet, we do not know, but we'll find out soon enough. But yeah. Don't assume we're going to instantly see a continuation anytime soon. We're having Easter, alright? So maybe you got to wait until around April Force Wipe. Keep that in mind. But having spoken to him, I do believe we're going to get some sort of lighthouse sheet metal door and potentially some interesting storages. I wonder what monument can be nicely emulated with a large box. Well, you're going to have to sit and wait, aren't you? So we know that down the line, there very likely will be some more skins and, of course, a deplorable collection getting built up from that. But will that hold? Almost 30,000 sales for a garage door, selling at $2.49. Number one, I am a little bit... So, we've been through this process a lot, pretty much throughout all of last year. What do you mean? Well, last year we had a lot of garage doors, and a lot of them looked very cool initially, but then they still went down they still went down in price, and unfortunately, they have gone back down in price again. You know, we have the likes of the dungeon garage door, with its very interesting transparency at the bottom of the door. Well, that's currently down by 8%. Oh. Then you got the likes of Lavazara garage door. That's down a little bit. Minted gold garage door. Pure gold. $4.49. Well, now it's $1.16. Oof. Even Abyss garage doors gone down a fair bit. So let me just put it this way. We got a lot of garage doors. There was a lot to pick from. All of these, well, most of them, had some very cool, interesting designs. Some of them were for free. They were Twitch drops. So, if we know we're going to see even more potentially very cool-looking garage doors and whatnot, maybe the likes of this skin won't, always be favourable. Might not always be in demand. It's unfortunate, but it's a thing you're going to have to be very well prepared for. So, looking at the likes of this, I do expect the following deplorables Kekka producers will look just as good, and I'm pretty sure people will be appreciating them, but we can't guarantee everything's definitely going to be accepted. It's an unfortunate thing that we've had to slowly, understand. And also, Kekka hasn't exactly been getting tons of acceptances for quite a bit, hasn't he? Oh dear, oh dear. So, who knows? Maybe it might work out from here and now, and then we see tons of these, and then we get a full, big, fat, interesting-looking glow-in-the-dark Lego-style collection. I think, again, people would appreciate it, but I've got to play it safer. We're about to go through the likes of Easter. We're still waiting for the likes of these Copenhagen stickers to appear, so I'm still a fair bit worried. So, with the state of what we have with this, in terms of price... Well, I want to go ahead and look at all these garage doors from the past year, and I want to see how they're currently doing. Because later down the line, there's going to be a lot more skins coming out And maybe this is going to end up in a position like Porcelain Garage Door, where it's down by 20%. Or, again, like Abyss Garage Door, where it's down by, 14%. Maybe it might only go down by, like, 20-ish%. That would mean it'll probably end up at around $2. Pretty much the exact same position that, the Porcelain Garage Door is at. So, yeah, I think that might be the way to go. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer between $1 and $2. Maybe I could refine that a little bit better. I think I'm going to offer $1.20 to $1.80. Again, if we do see continuations, then, all right, fair enough, awesome. That's going to work out a lot better for the likes of that garage door. But we know we're probably not going to be seeing something like that for maybe at least another week or two. And that's going to be a potential problem. Impatient people like to buy skins, assuming everything's going to work out as an easy potential investment. And, if they don't instantly see a new skin appear or potentially be accepted, they just unload it on the Steam market and run away, leaving us to deal with the problems. Oh, dear. So, didn't mean to hit that. Blocky Garage Door, I appreciate and respect it, but I am being a bit safer, so I'm going to go with $1.20 to $1.80 in terms of my bar orders, and I feel like that's all that needs to be said. So, we'll have to keep an eye on the workshop, keep an eye out and see what potentially gets made by Mr. Kecker next, and what else is there to say. So all three of these skins are not abnormal, so we're going to move straight over to the likes of the Skullforce High Poncho now. This is abnormal, currently selling for $2, but will that hold? Number one, what exactly is going on with the Skullforce collection? Well, I actually got a hold of Mr. Shaw Mick himself, and I can confirm that they're actually intending to make a primitive skin set now. I'm not sure if it's going to be hide shirt and pants or burlap shirt and pants. I did kind of insinuate, burlap shirt and pants is probably a lot more open and a lot more available at the moment, especially considering that we've already had the likes of Curse collection so far this year. So we'll see, but the main point is they are intending to make some more primitive clothing and armor skins for the likes of this set. And as we have seen before with the likes of the Curse collection, when we see new, primitive clothing pieces and whatnot, you can expect a bit of a spike in demand, spike in price. In fact, going even further back, we even saw that with the likes of the Desert Beast collection. So I am somewhat optimistic, but again, we're probably not going to be seeing anything like that for a while, at least on the workshop. So we're probably going to wait maybe another week or two until we finally potentially see the likes of Skullforce burlap or hide clothing. What will happen to these? So first of all, I don't want to talk about that right now. I want to talk about this. Ponchos. How are ponchos doing at the moment? Yeah. Even Desert Beast. Oof. So, Curse Poncho, part of a collection of skins that sold very nicely and ended up getting a whole bunch of skins afterwards. It's currently half in price. However, what I should point out is this did about 24,000 sales. This came out during the very first week, the very first rush door for 2024. And if you need reminding, all the skins here sold a little bit too much, and now they're all suffering because of that. Yeah, not surprised to see that happened. We talked literally about that when we had that rush store, when we looked at it, when we discussed prices. To see that all of this in a negative, not surprising. So I just wanted to point that out in regards to why is that skin doing so poorly as we're trying to figure out what we're going to offer with the likes of this poncho. Maybe I look at the likes of Desert Beast poncho as a better example. So Desert Beast, let's go look at you. Desert Beast is a bit odd, because it started off as primitive, and then the people behind it just thought, oh yeah, let's just go start doing core pieces immediately before they even got like more like hide boots and I don't know, a deer skull mask or a boonie hat or something. You know what I mean? So yeah, these were doing very nicely for quite some time, but these, well, they only did nice when these appeared, and then once that had come and gone, they went back down in price again. Now, if I were to make a comparison of the sales to the likes of the burlap clothing, well, this poncho right here still sold less compared to this, but look at the state of it. Sold for $2.49, it's currently selling for $1.65. Awkward, yes. How much quantity do we have in the Steam market? 62. That's below average. On average, every single rust skin on the Steam market has about 100 quantity. That's the average. If it has a lot more than that, well, you might have problems in terms of seeing that skin potentially go up in price. But when you see a skin below 100 quantity, you'd assume that, well, if there's only so much of it to go around, surely that could rise up in price easily. But what I see here is there's no demand. If there's no demand, people aren't buying it, it's not going anywhere. It's gone below its rush door price. That's what's happened. Now, we can also point out that in general, most skins fairly recently have gone down in price. This is the state of how things have been behaving over the past couple months. However, we have started to notice that around the end of February, suddenly everything started to rise up in price a little bit. I don't think I can fully feel confident to sit there and say that for every single skin at the moment, but from here to here, it's gone up by like 10 pennies. I don't think that really matters too much. Anyway, I get the feeling people just maybe didn't like Desert Beast. Perhaps it didn't look very nice. So now we go back over to here. We take a second look at the likes of the Skullforce hide poncho with the bandana, and I think it looks cool. I think it looks nice. But does everybody agree with that? Does everybody think, yeah, I can see that too? What do you reckon in chat? What are your opinions? Do you like what you see here? Are you a fan? Mr. Metatron says, imagine buying Pitta Poncho. Oof. Well, I mean, what am I going to put my beef in, you know? My beef, my salads, all the sauces, whatever. So do you like that? Are you a fan? So it's a bit awkward. I think it looks cool. I think potential new primitive skins would work, you know, help it out a lot nicely. A lot nicely? Is that a good way to say it? Anyway. I'm still conflicted. $2 ponchos in general have not been performing very nicely. Probably due to the fact that we've seen a lot more of them ever since we saw the likes of the Arctic poncho. But then again, we're what? We're like 9 weeks into the year, and we've only had 2 so far. But then again, around last year, at the same point almost, we only had 1, so I don't think we can really sit here and say, oh yeah, we're not going to see that many this year. And yeah, Pitta Poncho's doing not very well, just to point that out. I know you pointed it out. So, I think I might just have to play it safe. I don't think it's sold that much. 15,000 isn't a ridiculous amount, but then again, when we looked at the Desert Beast one, that sold less and still did worse. Yeah, I'm probably going to do $1 and $1.50. Yeah, I think that's what I'm doing. $1 and $1.50. I'm conflicted, and I'm going to be even more conflicted when I talk about that in a bit. But that right there, just seeing the state of ponchos in general and whatnot, it's not looking good. However, if you do see the continuation, if you do see more primitive skins being produced, and of course accepted, that will bounce back and go up in price. Saw it happen with Desert Beast. Saw it happen with Curse Collection. But it's a big if. It's a maybe. So if you're feeling confident, by all means, consider offering a higher price and whatnot. But I'm still a bit... Nah. Okay. So, yeah. Let's move on. Khokhloma Small Box. So, yeah, the Khokhloma collection consisting of these 2 storages. They are very bright. Very, very, very bright. Shield your retinas. So, yeah, at night time, they stand out very, very nicely. Well, I just want to point this out to all of you. There was actually a continuation that was submitted not too long ago. We have a sleeping bag. And yes, the sleeping bag is also bright. I mean, I wouldn't say no. There's nothing really necessarily wrong with it. My redness. How are you going to be able to fall asleep with the thing so bright? It's going to be like, I can't sleep. Anyway, moving on. So, more skins are being produced for this. There is an effort being put into there. But as you might have noticed, he's also recently done an Easter skin. We are aware Easter skins are on the horizon. Easter skins very likely might be taking up quite a bit of time, potentially over the course of the next 2 weeks. When we look at the large box, now when did that come out? God, was it the 22nd or was it the 1st? I'm trying to remember. There you go. The large box was bought out quite some time back, but it seems to have recessed and gone back, back down in price. So if I quickly look at the state of this, 58 quantity, isn't that much, but it's actually going backwards. So over to here, did it spike in demand, spike in price, purely based on the fact that the small box was accepted, or was it a potential pump? I don't know. Things are a bit strange there, but it did go up, went down, went back up, now it's starting to go down again. I don't know. I'm confused. Feels a little bit strange to me, but by default, looking at the state of small boxes, so as I hop over to here, small boxes in general, as we take a look, they're not exactly doing super great. The vast majority of them, well, seems to have slowed down here. What's going on? Alright, that was a bit weird. Sorry about that. It froze. So, yeah. Doesn't seem like most of them are doing very nicely. However, I mean, holiday theme, a bit dull. Literally just came out just after a Twitch drop. Actually, no, it's 2 months earlier. Oof. What happened to you? It's conflicting. These glow-in-the-dark storages don't seem to be doing super good anymore. So I look at this one over here, I question it, and I think, you know what, maybe I'm just going to stick with doing it maybe about 80 cents to $1.10. Yeah, I'm conflicted there, but I'm not super convinced it's going to be all right, so I'm going to do 80 cents to $1.10. That's going to be my approach. And then I go over to the likes of the AK-47, and based on all the AKs that we've had very recently, and I'm not joking, very recently, over the past, month or so, we've been getting an AK and another AK and another AK and another AK. Even Thundergold's now gone and dipped below its restore price a fair bit. That's not pretty to see, is it? So, looking at the state of this, almost 12,000 sales, $3. Well, we saw this here. This did less sales, and it's already down to 99 cents. Same price, $3. Chat, what do you reckon? Do you reckon we'll see an AK-47 tomorrow? Or for Easter? I feel confident we'll see an Easter AK-47. I feel very confident. So, yeah, I think we're going to see another AK. And I think that's going to sadly not be that in demand anymore. And I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up being 99 cents as well. Yeah. Now, will this potentially be turned into a collection? I don't know. I don't fully know all the details. I'm sorry. It's going to be a 60 cents to 80 cent buy order. Yes, we offer cheaper prices now because metal's not so expensive anymore. 60 cents to 80 cents. That's the answer. So, those with the abnormals, yep, all 4 of those skins are abnormals. But of course, tomorrow, these 4 skins, the regular skins, they only become marketable when the Rustore rotates tomorrow, alright? So, we're now going to go ahead, look at these Legacy Kevlar boots and gloves, then of course the Bandana, then of course the Thompson, and figure out prices that we might want to offer, and even question, maybe we might want to jump in and buy some. So let's jump in and do that right now. Legacy Kevlar boots and gloves. Guys, I was expecting these were going to do about 30,000 sales. It didn't do that. In fact, the sales that these reached has just slightly been a little bit more compared to these 2 tier 2 pieces. So for February 4 swipe, we got these tier 2 pieces right here, the coffee can and of course the vest, and they only did 24,000 sales bare minimum. Compared to the rest of the collection here, it's a lot less compared to the rest of the collection. So these have actually thrived very nicely. As we look at these, they have gone up in price, and it seems to be a bit of a bump in price somewhat recently with the likes of the boots and gloves being accepted, which you can see right there. Yep. But they're still going up. That's the funny thing. They're still going up. So these sold significantly less compared to the rest of the collection, and they're doing very, very nicely. Oh, yes, indeed. Will that last forever? I don't know, but we'll find out. So that's doing all right. So what's definitely put them in a very good spot was that they sold significantly less, as we said. You know, that's nowhere near 50,000 sales like these 2. Does this collection remain in demand? And is there potentially a continuation down the line? Well, having spoken to Mr. Kosin, I can confirm he will be submitting another skin for the next Force Wipe. Sounds like he's leaning towards the likes of potentially doing a jacket skin. So on the horizon, we could still potentially see some more Legacy Kevlar skins, clothing and armour that is. But we might maybe start seeing some deplorables, who knows? Let's see what he's up to, let's see what he's planning. But for looking at just these boots and gloves, I reckon both of these are going to probably be around 26,500 sales tomorrow. Maybe, yeah, that's what I'm expecting. Which isn't that much compared to these 2. And if these ended up doing very nicely, maybe these might end up doing very nicely. So as long as this set remains in demand. Now, as I said, with these 2 appearing, that very likely caused these to go up in price very much. And I stand firmly with that. In fact, all of these skins actually had a bit of a bump in demand and bump in price simply with these appearing. We are aware there's still a likely chance that we'll be seeing even more skins for this set, but now I want to talk more specifically about the gloves and the boots separately. First of all, gloves. We've had a bit of a faff talking about the likes of Road Sign gloves, so as long as they are part of a full collection, typically they tend to work out quite alright. Unfortunately, just a week ago, Damascus Road Sign gloves, well, the gloves and boots, they sold significantly more compared to the likes of the other skins in the set, along with Tier 2. Tier 2 has also started suffering with Damascus. So the main issue, what happened there was far too many sales happened. Looking at the likes of Abyss Road Sign gloves, the opposite happened. If you can remember this, Abyss collection, Abyss sold quite a bit less compared to the rest of the clothing and armour skins, 10,000 to be exact. Compare that with the likes of 14,000 sales bare minimum here for the hoodie and pants, around 16,000 sales for the likes of the Tier 2, and then 30,000 for these. That worked out very nicely, purely based on the fact they didn't sell that much compared to the rest of the set. With what we have here, that compared to the likes of Tier 3 and Tier 2, hoodie and pants, so Tier 3 and hoodie and pants, yeah, these are in a very nice spot. But, of course, we do have Tier 2 armour here, which has sold, well, I mean, that's still sold a little bit more compared to these. I think this will still work out quite all right based on what we see there with the trend of, you know, so as long as it sells a decent amount and is part of a full collection, it could still work out all right. But there's the other thing. What about all the other black gloves? Well, we have the likes of training road sign gloves, 99 cents. We've got the likes of pirate road sign gloves, 87 cents. But these have a bit of white on them. Maybe people don't want that. So as I scroll down a little bit more, what do we see right here? We've got black gold gloves, $2.71. We got the likes of Dragon Rage gloves, but they are mostly gold, so maybe that doesn't count. So you got black gold as a direct competitor, and scroll down a little bit more, we also have blackout. All right, blackout currently selling for $4.60. In terms of a pure black pair of gloves, well, that's the cheapest by quite a margin. And I can't help but assume that that actually might work out as a perfectly fine investment. Don't assume it's going to do insane prices, but it will do better than 99 cents. And if you've got money to spend, that you want to put away, you know, if you want to just, you know, I need to spend some money, I have to buy something. I think the gloves actually might work out quite all right. Yes, overall, they have sold quite a lot, especially when you compare it to the rest of these gloves right here. So I go by high subscribers. Yeah, it's number 6. But compared to its own collection, it seems to be fairly balanced. It seems to be okay. So, yes, the gloves do look like something you could buy. Now, in terms of a buy order price, well, I'll be honest with you, I might just do 80 cents to 90 cents. Yeah, it looks to be perfectly fine. It didn't do 30,000, which was what I was expecting, so it sold less than what I was under the assumption of. But then again, how many of these probably got bought by private accounts that can't be seen by SCMM? Consider that. Quite a lot, I'm sure. So, how low do you think Kevlar gloves will go? I don't think they're going to be going down in price. It's conflicting. I know Legacy Kevlar as a whole has had some weird situations, but this isn't like this and this. The tier 3 and the hoodie and pants sold an absurd amount. If you were to go to here right now, as you can see, they have absurd quantities, listings and whatnot. I don't think we're going to be seeing that with the boots and gloves. I think it's going to be more like the helmet and of course the vest. I don't think they're going to be as low as that. I think we might still see maybe about 100 quantity, but that would still be a lot less compared to what we see with the hoodie and the pants and the kilt. Yeah, it seems to be in a pretty good spot. So I'm going to probably do 80 cents to 90 cents for the barger and the gloves. Now we need to talk about the boots. Boots. Right. Compared to other boots, I don't know. See, the first thing that I want to talk about is... Alright, so we just talked about the likes of the gloves and we made reference to the other black boots, black gloves that... Sorry, I hiccuped. The other black gloves that exist. There's a funny thing with black boots. You could look at black gold. That's doing pretty good, $4. You could look at Dragon Rage. It's got loads of gold all over it. Maybe that's not working out very nicely for it. Also, this did about 30,000 plus sales. Like, there's double these compared to these. So that's sitting at 50 cents. Not very nice. But for 50 cents, guess what? Well, not the blackout boots, they're selling for $12. But if I keep going down, what do we see right here? Black boots, quite literally. 47 cents. Maybe you just want to buy those instead. Nothing wrong with that. Save yourself some money. Well, I mean, you save yourself 50 cents compared to the likes of the Legacy Kevlar boots. So I'm in a bit of a strange spot here. Will people want these purely based on the fact that the collection's in demand? Is the collection that much in demand? Or would people just rather save some money and go buy the cheapo black boots? Do people even care enough to wear boots? Do they just like to let their toes be free and... Alright, anyway. I think for that one I'll probably do 60 to 75 cents. I'm not as confident in the Legacy Kevlar boots. I am more for the gloves. Yes. So that's my current position for both of them, but it's the gloves that I'd sit there and say, you know what? I think if I were to buy something, it'll be the gloves. So boots not as much, gloves I lean more to yes. So, alright then. So with the likes of that, we can move on to the next thing. We got the likes of Skullforce Bandana. Right, so we had quite a bit of a talk just a little bit earlier talking about the poncho. And as I said, we are expecting more primitive Skullforce skins being created. Sean Mick has confirmed that to me. He does intend to do that, so that's nice to know. But now we have to specifically look at the bandana. So first of all, how are all the other bandanas currently... well, there you go. Not looking very good. Yep. Only the older ones and the pirate one are doing okay. This right here, not so much. Well, that one there. Alright, so... Oh, sorry. Oh, I need to breathe more. If I breathe more, I won't yawn. Sorry about that. That has done 20,000 sales. That is quite a lot. And I go back to the likes of talking about Desert Beast. Desert Beast did spike demand, spike in price when we saw some new primitive clothing skins being produced. But look at the state of the bandana now. This sold less than the Skullforce bandana. That's down by 44%. I am conflicted there. I am worried. But like I said, at some point down the line, potentially over the course of these next couple of weeks, we're very likely going to see some Skullforce primitive continuations. That could still rise up in price. But we're not going to be seeing that much for a while because Easter's currently taking up our time. So I think in regards to that, based on the sales, based on what I saw with the other bandanas, it does look good. It does look nice. You know, real quick. It does look pretty cool. I will give it that. That's a cool looking bandana. They did a very nice job with that. Put some glasses on. Makes you look even cooler. Even then, I think I'm going to do 50 to 60 cents. I'm very sorry to say that, but I do see it turning around very nicely if we do see those continuations being accepted. I don't think we've had burlap clothing yet so far this year, so it's open season for Mr. Shawmick. Will he do it or will he not? We'll find out, so we'll just have to wait and see. I look forward to finding out, but I know we're going to have to wait a while, and other people don't want to wait and they'll unload their stock in the Steam market, and then we deal with problems, and then it's not fun, so yeah, that was a quick run through. So 50 to 60 cents. Then we got the Thompson here. So I am conflicted. Thompsons don't do as good as they used to, which is very unfortunate to say. Last year, Thompsons were doing quite nicely. This year, yeah. Thompsons used to be a very reliable investment, but now it's just not the same anymore. And now we have the likes of this Imperial Thompson. 11,000 sales. Where does that stand amongst all of the other Thompsons? And well, it's about halfway. So, in the middle of the road, check its design, and I think the design looks perfectly fine for what it is, once it loads up. It's not just pure pitch black. What's gone wrong? Oh, come on now, Steam's being slow. There we go, thank you. Right. It's got an interesting looking design to it. I'm not going to say no about that. But I do remind myself of a particular skin, and that is Luna. The Luna Thompson, to be precise. It was all grey. It came out last year. And unfortunately, how did that fare? Well, it's down by 44%. So that's all grey, no special colour on the aim sight or anything. Now the designs are different, but the colour scheme is the same. I do know that Mr. Eros was actually intending and turning this into a collection. There was a set that was submitted somewhat recently. But to look at this, I am a little bit worried. I don't know. Grey out. Yeah, we remember that. Grey out. I'm not sure if this is going to extend and become like a full-fledged collection, but if it's only weapons and tools, that doesn't really matter too much. They don't really hold up very well, unfortunately, when it's that case. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, alright, maybe I want to do like 80 cents to $1.20. I do expect it to do okay, but it will still go below its rustore price. As you look at a lot of these, they go down by like 30% and whatnot. That's a holiday theme skin, so it's not surprising to see that went lower. I think we could probably do 80 cents to $1.20. That seems to be my answer. So, yeah, that's the state of that. Again, maybe we see some more skins that might work out better, but Thompsons do tend to still do okay in terms of retaining some of their value. But who knows, will we see even more Thompsons this year? We saw quite a lot last year that kind of led to problems, but I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be okay. So, yeah, that's it. That was all the skins. We discussed potential prices for all of them. And I feel like if you took all of that in, you'll probably understand how to approach this. And I'm pretty sure you probably feel confident in engaging these. Right, so shall we talk about our expectations for tomorrow? So I've talked about this quite a lot. You know how last week we had this top picks list, and of course, this current week we've got this top picks list. Well, let me just quickly go over this. All the skins from here, they are now potential late picks. And if you aren't fully aware, you still potentially could see the likes of Thunder Gold Hoodie Pants, maybe one of these jackets here, or potentially Flashbacks Tier 3. Why is Hedge rambling about this? Well, let me just elaborate. I'm talking about the holiday trend again. So, of course, every now and then we get some holiday-themed rustores, and, you know, with holiday themed skins. So most recently we had Lunar New Year, Year of the Dragon. Very nice batch of skins right there. Unfortunately, they're not holding up their values that much. But the main point I'm trying to get across is the Rustore that happened just before that. For you see, with Rustores in these positions, they tend to get a lot of late picks. Late pick. I'm talking about skins that have waited in a Rustore for more than 2 weeks. So that did, and that waited almost just over a month. And then we'll go over to around Christmas time. So remember this? For some strange reason, Legacy Kevlar persisted for 2 weeks, but don't worry, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about this was the Christmas Rustore, the first one for December 2023. Well, the week before that, what do we see? Late pick, extra late pick, 6 weeks in the workshop, and then 5 weeks in the workshop right here, extra late pick right there as well. So, main point I'm trying to get across to all of you is we are very likely going to be seeing late picks tomorrow. And in terms of the clothing and the armour, if I look at the most recent batch of skins that are submitted, I'm not hating on them. I just don't know if these skins stand out enough for Face Punch to look at them and think, yes, that's going to sell a lot. I think Apocalypse Nomad might do quite all right based on, with the MP5 we had fairly recently. Or maybe I want to dress like a race car driver. You got Desert Beast Jacket. That wouldn't be a bad idea. He got the quarterback set. That's pretty cool. I think that's nice and creative. I'm not feeling confident with the cheddar stuff. None of the other cheddar clothing and armor skins are accepted, so meh. Cyber gloves, boots, well, the other cyber stuff didn't sell very well, did it? They got the cool looking Dragon Tier 3. That's a pretty cool looking set. That could potentially appear tomorrow. Maybe. Yeah, get a good look at those eyes and the big teeth. But other than that, the other stuff, I'm not really seeing it as being potential insane, contenders. Maybe the Leprechaun set. Maybe. You never know. It is St. Patrick's Day soon, isn't it? So, back over to here. I don't think these skins stand out as much as, what we have over here with the likes of Flashbacks Tier 3 or Thunder Gold hoodie and pants. All these jackets. So, I'm still feeling somewhat hopeful that we might potentially see Thunder Gold or Flashbacks tomorrow. And if we don't see it tomorrow, okay, fair enough. I think that's it. That's no more chance there. We'd have to wait for a version 3 or a version 2 for the likes of those skins. Face Punch decides. All right, Face Punch decides. So start praying, I guess. That's all you could do, really, isn't it? That's it. I'm afraid. I don't know if we're going to potentially see quite a lot of clothing and armor tomorrow. Maybe we just see a lot of late picks that are weapons and tools and deplorables. I hope not. But again, potentially it's the last chance tomorrow. Alright? So we'll see if that trend persists tomorrow. I would like to see it happen. Now, what else could we potentially bring up? Well, I've been keeping an eye on the commits, and it doesn't look like we're getting anything insane at the moment. It looks like we're kind of keeping it a bit... It looks like it's just mostly fixes. Riding a chicken costume seems to be some things that have been worked on recently. So, Seems like some strange things would be happening to the likes of that chicken costume. That, of course, coming out on March 21st for the Easter batch. But other than that, all I've seen recently is like a little bit of talk about the likes of bikes and whatnot. I think we're probably seeing it. It's going to be a bit quiet. It doesn't look like any new Easter items are being worked on, like no Rush-to-Shade egg, no extra cool looking weapons or anything. I don't know. It doesn't look like that's happening. So, yeah, that's it then. So I feel like we've properly talked about mostly everything. Player counts, well, they are down a fair bit. Maybe it might improve when we have the Easter eggs. Catch all the Easter eggs. But yeah, that's it. That's all we have to sit here and say. So I feel like the best thing we can do now is skip ahead. And hopefully we don't have the Copenhagen stickers appear, because that very likely could happen today. I hope not, because I don't want that to conflict with my abnormals. Please don't conflict with my abnormals. And I should also just bring up, if you want to stay up to date in regards to all the newest skins, well, over to here, as I've said, we did see a lot of Easter skins appear over the past weekend and as of Monday. So if you want to go, consider watching my Rust Workshop skin checks video. I haven't made a collection. I didn't want that to conflict with TGG's. Don't want to cause problems. So what I did at the very least do was, whilst I have all the chapters for the skins that I showcase here, and yes, all of these skins are in fact continuations of previous Easter skins, I actually did post the links to all of them all based on appearance. So as I go through all of them, you can actually pick these out and see them for yourself. So I at least did do that. There's quite a decent amount of skins. I talk about whether they potentially might be, nice investments, but with holiday themed skins, not really. No, no. But do you want to try chicken? All right. So what we'll do now is we're going to go skip ahead, and then we'll go do those buy orders. So that. Right then, people, here we go. 4 abnormals to chase after. I will, of course, be chasing after the likes of the garage door. And I've got my prices there. And it's now midnight, and away we go. If it wants to. If it wants to. No. 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 Well, this is a great start. What about the... okay, well, cool. Oh, there we go. We got the box. Everybody loves the box. Yes. And there we go. All right. All right. Second buy order, and away we go. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Second buy order, and away we go. Sorry. Oops. Come on, load up. What? Why aren't you working now? You exist. Show yourself. There we go. Right. Other buy orders. Okay. 1 point. What's in the box? There we go, Poncho. Okay, Poncho. No one's really going crazy for you, it seems. Uh-oh. Well, there you go. I think everybody just wants to stick around less than $1. Well, then. Okay. Okay. I see how it is. Very well, then. We're probably not going to be seeing a continuation for quite some time, so... Fair enough. And the AK. How you doing, AK? Oof. Oof indeed. Right, well, Alright, so, doesn't look like it was that crazy. So what we'll do now is we'll skip ahead. We'll probably wait a good 15 minutes, see how everything looks like, afterwards. We'll look at the barter support, then we'll make considerations in regards to the skins. You know how it is. So with that... Right, people, we're back, so let's go ahead and take a look at those skins. We have seen the return of the bots with the garage door, with over 10,000 buy orders. If I scroll down over to here, yeah, I guess we could probably go ahead and deduct 8,400. So in total, we've probably got about 1,600 legitimate buy orders, as you can see right there. Looking very nice, looking very interesting. So we discussed that prices we might want to do was going to be between $1.20 and $1.80, and, well... Very decent amount of buy orders, slightly above $1. Very decent amount of buy orders, pushing all the way up to about $1.50. Then it kind of stops at $1.80, which, fair enough. This was what we're expecting. Because we are aware that we're going to be seeing Easter skins potentially for the next 2 weeks. We're probably not going to be seeing any more Blocky deplorables being produced for a while. Alright? Also, let's not rule out the possibility that we're going to probably see a lot more garage doors this year. We are aware that maybe it's best to just kind of take a bit of a step back, play it a little bit safer. We shall see. So, how this all potentially turns out is what's going to happen next. And at the very least, we know Easter is going to happen next. So, that seems to be okay. Maybe we'll see some more buy orders tomorrow. But I still stand by my point. I do expect this still to go below its restore price. So if you're wondering, should I actually jump in and buy some? I personally wouldn't. I think buy orders would probably be a smarter option. So, yeah, Moving over to here, Skullforce Poncho, a $2 skin, and the buy orders are only going up to just barely over $1. So people are playing extra safe. They didn't want to go any higher. I know I said up to $1.50, but I even noticed nobody else was doing that. I was like, all right, fine then. Maybe I don't then. Because I don't want to be the one that gets unloaded with a bunch of stock at some point. Yes, we're not going to be seeing potentially another continuation for quite some time. So I'm under the assumption that, wouldn't be surprised if it does dip below its restore price, especially now. But... will it still rebound and go up in price if we see continuations? Of course, yes. That is what we do assume, and it is what we do expect. if it does manage to get accepted. So that's fine for now, but it's definitely not something I'd personally buy. You could just probably do a $1.50 buy order. You would pick that up for 50 cents cheaper. I guarantee it pretty much, because no one else is challenging that. Then with the likes of the Khokhloma Small Box, a $1.49 skin, and well, it's got some decent looking buy orders, but they're only going up to a certain point, and this was also botted. Wow, okay, I didn't realise that. Okay, so 2,000 buy orders right there. Looking at the state of this, with the buy orders only going up to $1, well, I mean, let's see how it turns out for the future, but looking at that, I don't think it'll be retaining its value. But then again, I did say the exact same thing in regards to the large box, and well, that did get bought out, and it did go up in price. So if you feel like that could happen all over again, it's open season. No one's challenging close to around $1.49. Who just removed their buy orders? It was you, Crazy Steve, I knew it. Anyway, so, yes, this only has 870 buy orders. So, I think, if you really feel strongly about it, you could just put down a strong buy order instead of just going for a straight purchase. So choice is up to you. Seems to be okay for now. And then we've got the likes of the prototype AK-47. Guys, that's a $3 skin, the highest buy order's 80 cents. No, it's not happening. That's not. No. Now, could that potentially be manipulated at some point in the future? Well, it did like 12,000 sales. I doubt it. Unfortunately, that definitely looks like it's going to crash and burn. But, it's Face Punch to blame as well. They keep accepting more and more and more AKs. And you know what? That's what people want. That's what people are looking for. And, they tend to sell quite all right all the time. But 6 weeks straight of AK-47s? Well, this is the consequences. Doesn't look like that'll be doing a good job, will it? So, yeah, 80 cents to 60 cents, or 60 cents to 80 cents. I got it wrong way around. Hedge has been an idiot. So, overall, out of all of these abnormals, personally, I don't actually feel like I want to jump in and buy any. But back over to here, with our fairly long discussion, I am still looking at Legacy Kevlar Roadstone gloves, and I'm still thinking I might actually want to consider buying some of them. It definitely looks viable to me. They do seem to be in a very good sweet spot. And I can't help but assume that I don't think they're going to go up in price ridiculously, but I can see them doing a pretty decent job in terms of going up in price. And yeah, total sales amount definitely is a big reason behind that. So you tell me. I mean, feel free to comment below in the YouTube video and whatnot. Chat. Is there anything that you want to discuss? Is there anything that are your thoughts? Because, like I said earlier, are you going to be jumping in and buying anything? Or are you just going to stick with buy orders? Or are you just going to leave it for now and wait till everything's passed after Easter? Because I don't think I will be buying anything for Easter. I don't think so. I don't normally do. That's a whole nother discussion. In short, holiday-themed skins don't fare very well in terms of investment, so you could do buy orders if you want to, but even then they go down. They go down. Alright, so just buy orders? Yeah, don't blame you. Alright then, we're just going to have to wait and see what potentially is accepted tomorrow. As I said, you best start praying, because it is expected we'll be seeing some late picks tomorrow. And yes, if you pray hard enough, you might just get your Thunder Gold hoodie pants tomorrow, or the jackets, or the Flashbacks Tier 3. But you can't roll out the possibility that we might just end up getting some skins from this batch, alright? I do prefer those skins from the other set there, the other collection, of course. But hey, Face Punch decides, and they don't care if they make you feel very upset. Maybe we get a completely different continuation of another clothing and armor set. Cool, that would really twist a knife, wouldn't it? Oh, thanks, Face Punch. Oh, yeah. Oh, I love this hurtful depression that you've given to me. Lovely stuff. Right. So, yes, you are correct, Mr. Metatron. There is actually a slim chance that they could be saved until April Force Wipe. I don't think so. That would be some massive coping right there. Just to say, but who knows? That could still be a possibility, especially when holiday rush stores happen to appear in between. So I don't think people want to wait that long. In fact, looking at the state of the likes of Flashbacks, if we quickly go over to here, it's 22nd Hedge, you fool. 22nd, yep, there you go. They're down to just slightly under $2. For a fairly decent amount of time, they're selling for around $2.30, $2.50. But yeah, people are getting impatient now. Where are my continuations? Where is my instant gratification? I need it now. Give it to me, give it to me. Well, sometimes it doesn't happen. But maybe sometimes it just takes a very long time. So, yeah. And as I have said, I didn't actually do this earlier. We can do it now. Here's all the Easter skins. Of course, I have shown off everything. Well, not everything. Within reason, I showed off quite a fair bit with my Rust Workshop skin checks. But this is all next week. Not tomorrow, next week. Get a good look at all of that. There's a lot of submissions. The vast majority of them are deplorables. But, yeah. Get a good look at all of that. And because there's hardly any clothing and armour, there's some very interesting things that could be accepted out of that batch. Lots of them being continuations. But yeah, things are looking interesting. So those were the Easter skins, and then of course was from the previous week. We'll see how things turn out, but yeah, I don't know. But there should be a really big fat list, big fat collections made by TGG next week, where you'll see all of the Easter missions, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's about 150. What gets picked? Who knows? And what gets picked tomorrow? Who knows? Will we be happy? I don't think so. But we do expect late picks. That is the holiday trend. We'll see how it all turns out. Not one good Easter skin. I mean, you're just never happy. You don't even like Easter, I'm sure. Right then, so with that, I guess that's it. It was fairly straightforward and pretty quick, but sometimes things are like this. So, what are you hoping for? Feel free to comment below. Make sure you pray really hard, because if it doesn't appear tomorrow, ooh, we're gonna cry. And also, the stickers didn't come out. Yeah, they still did not come out. I really hope they don't come out tomorrow. I'm going to have to do a Rust rotation and Copenhagen stickers. I don't want that to happen in my life, thank you. Oh dear. Well, you know, lots of things to look forward to. But yeah, that has still not yet come out. So for now, the Rust skins seem to be okay. But how will they behave afterwards? Oh no. Okay, well, that's that. So thank you very much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Hope you have a lovely day, and start figuring out if you want to jump in and buy some of these skins, because I don't think we'll see an early Rust rotation next week. But no. Let me elaborate. I don't expect an early Rust rotation tomorrow, but I do expect it for next week, because they're going to be updating the game to Easter with the in-game Easter event and whatnot, and that would imply that I would assume we'd have an earlier Rust or not tomorrow, but next week. Tomorrow, I reckon that's going to come out maybe around 8 to 10 o'clock UK time tomorrow. If you know your time zones, figure that out. Especially you Americans, you've just changed your clocks, didn't you? UK hasn't, so I think you're an hour ahead. So, yeah, figure out your time zones compared to London time, and you get the idea. So, cool. Thank you very much for watching, as I said. Catch you later.